So basically the summary is choose something that's easy to finish, allocate your time properly, and work intelligently. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be giving you some key information on how to make your NEA project for computer science that much easier. Now, don't get this mixed up with any other kind of videos that you may see this as. This isn't a guide on how to do your NEA project or any ideas for your NEA project. It's for those people who've just started or are about to get started on their NEA project but just want some tips to make this process go as smoothly as possible. So with that introduction out of the way, let's get right into it. So there's actually quite a lot of stuff that needs to be done in your NEA project, and this includes stuff like interviews, analysis, documentation, etc. And people tend to forget, with all the stuff you need to do for this project, overall the project only makes about 20% of your overall A level. This includes the coding and the other documentation and boring stuff that goes into it. So that leads me on to my first point, which is time management. Time allocation is going to be the most important thing you're going to have to manage throughout your A level, and not just with the theory stuff and the programming kind of stuff, but with your NEA project overall. Managing that time is going to be crucial to you being able to finish it correctly and being able to get the grade you need. So as I said earlier, the NEA project is 20% of the full A level, so 20 out of 80%, and then a further 20% out of that 20% is only the programming part. So the programming of the project itself, making the game or making the service or making the application or whatever it is, only counts to 20%. The other 80% of the NEA project is the analysis, documentation, interviews, questionnaires, etc. So it's definitely not the fun part that us people who are coding nerds are going to be looking forward to, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So make sure that when you're doing your projects, you allocate your time correctly, because most of your marks are not going to be for your coding. It's going to be for your documentation and how well you write and handle it. Number 2, this is choosing something you know you're going to be able to finish. A lot of projects seem that they're going to be easy to finish when you first have the idea for them, just because you want something awesome and flashy. But if you remember what I just said before, this programming only counts to 20%. So choose something that you know you're going to finish and you're going to have time for to do everything else. So learning algorithms and programming structures and components of the CPU and all that kind of boring stuff, because you do not want to be spending most of your time on your NEA at all. So keep that in mind. And number 3, the final main point is, when you choose a project, choose something that's not going to be super complex from the get-go. The best way to go around choosing a project in a way that you'll be able to finish it is by choosing something simple and then adding complexity on top of it. So you can choose something that starts, let's say, here in terms of its level of complexity, but to get the grade you need to do, you need to go up to meet the criteria that you need to do. So for example, my game was Pong, and I chose Pong because it was extremely simple and I already knew basically how to play it, just like everyone else does. But I had to add more complex things into it, so I added game playing levels, I had to add background music, sound effects, that kind of thing. I had to make the CPU component part of it intelligent, so it couldn't just be responding to what you were doing. Different effects for the balls, different levels, etc. So you have to be thinking along those lines if you really realistically want to have a chance of getting this done. And just remember, the documentation is the main part of it, not the actual game. You don't even really have to finish it, you just need to demonstrate what you're being able to do. And yeah, that's the main thing really. So basically the summary is, choose something that's easy to finish, allocate your time properly, and work intelligently. That's basically it, and everything else will follow. Of course, if you have any questions or any confusion, ask me questions in the comments below. Follow me on my Instagram, and if you like that video, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe and share this to whoever else. Until next time, bye.